Customs. YouTube.
All right, y'all. It's the Man Cave Morning Show. It's coming up soon. BKS1 Radio. You can watch the Man Cave Morning Show on multiple different platforms. You can watch it on BKS1 Radio TV.
Boom.
On YouTube.
Boom.
You can watch it on Twitter and Periscope.
Boom.
At
Boom.
BKS1 Radio ENT. All right. You can listen to it on the TuneIn app.
Boom.
And you can also check us out right here on this page on Facebook, the Man Cave Morning Show.
It's the Man
Let's
Cave
get this
Morning
thing
Show.
started. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you live
in. Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio. BKS1. God bless y'all.
Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1.
Let's get it. Welcome, everybody. It's the official Man Cave Morning Show.
Yep.
Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you live.
It's morning somewhere.
Listen, first let me start off by introducing my co-host, Deacon Wu.
Wakanda forever.
Yes, Deacon Wu. Let's clap it up for Wu. I'm DJ Storm Norm, the General. Peace and blessings, man. Peace and blessings. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Listen, we're going to go in on some things today. Plus, I'm already pissed. Anyway, I came in this morning pissed.
Oh,
so you know what type of show it's going to be this morning. All right? Let me give some love real quick. Let me give some love. I got to give love. Now, I'll tell y'all why I'm pissed, too, before we start the show. Shout out to Dorothy Bolton. Dot, what's good? Shout out to Pamela R. Swain. What's good? Ingrid Judge. Barb. I see y'all checking in. Latanya Smith. Everybody. Listen, hit the share button right now. Share it out. If you're on the Facebook platform, share it out. Shout out to everybody watching us live on BKS1 Radio TV on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching us live on Twitter and Periscope. That's at BKS1 Radio ENT. Shout out to everybody listening to us live on the TuneIn app. If you don't have the TuneIn app by now, please download it. It's free.
Yes, sir.
It's free. Now, I'm pissed off, right? So I live in most of y'all know where I live, what town I live in. And they have this thing called PMUA, which they do the disposal and all of that and sewage, whatever. You got to pay this bill. I think it's every 3 more months or quarterly or something like that. And this weekend, I spent my Sunday throwing out garbage because the date they gave me was August 3rd.
All right.
It was August 3rd. So yesterday, we spent all day, hot as it was, throwing out some damn garbage. Right? I got to vent to y'all before we get into the show because this is going to be a packed show today. So me and Sandy, my cousin, all of us, we went out and we threw out all this stuff, right? From the house, the garage, basement, all of this, right? So it was all this stuff sitting in front of my yard. I called him just to confirm whatever, confirm what time are y'all coming to pick up today, around or whatever like that, because I just wanted to be in the vicinity, whatever the case may be, and make sure my wife was around, whatever. And they was like, we don't have you scheduled for today. I'm like, huh? They said, no, we don't have you scheduled for today. I said, what the hell are you talking about? They said, well, Mr. Bradley, right? Such and such avenue. I'm like, yeah. We have you down for the 18th. No. When we called you back in June, we called you on June 17th. I made sure my Sandy screenshotted,
right?
The call log and all of that. We called you on June 17th, and you gave us a date of August 3rd, which was far as hell, but you gave us a date of August 3rd. So on the 2nd, we put everything out there so y'all can take it away. Mind you, oh no, we don't have you down for August 3rd. Well, that's y'all error. Well, if you don't remove the stuff until we come, blah, 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 blah. I said, you know what? Fine. So today, I'm canceling my disposal service with them. I got to, man. You can't do people like that. I've been a resident of this town for many years, right? So I'm canceling the service, and we're going to go with another service and whatever the case may be. Like, don't make us pay for your mistake. That's all I'm saying. Now, let's start the show. So if anybody knows how I can cancel that, please inbox me. If y'all probably canceled that service, that PMUA service, and you got another service for your disposal, please inbox me. Let me know what I need to do to go about it, because after this show, that's what I'm doing. Shout out to Kim Sharif. Welcome. Good morning. Shout out to everybody on checking. All right, so now, topic for today. Hot topics today. So Beyonce is under attack, but for what? So that's one of the things we're going to talk about.
All right.
Comedian Tracy Morgan, 51 years old, his wife 33, they filing for divorce. Now she wants half of everything.
Everything?
Everything. All right? And our relationship topic today is, ladies, you knew who he was before you got with him, but you still got into the relationship.
Preach.
But you still went into the relationship.
Why'd you do that, ladies?
But you knew who he was. You know what it was about. You still continue the relationship.
Why?
So we're going to talk about that today on the Man Cave Morning Show. So let's go right into, let me see if I have it up. Shout out to Valita Wilson. Clap it up for Valita Wilson.
Yes, sir.
She brought this to my attention, and I went in on it. So I'm going to show y'all this, right? So Beyonce, she has a new thing out called Black is King, right? It's called Black is King. And here it is. Black is King. It's a Disney Disney film. Let me make it so y'all can see it and all of that and everything. Pardon me. All right, so this is Black is King, right? So it's Disney is putting it out. It's a film by Beyonce, all of that. It's supposed to be a positive thing for the kids. It was inspired by The Lion King and everything, right? So, some of the images from the film leaked, and that was one of them. So everybody went into this uproar because Beyonce had, the horns and all of this, and said it was demonic. So, oh my God, this is demonic. Blah 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 blah. This is evil. It's that. It's this. It's that. And people went in on Beyonce. It's the devil. It's this, that, whatever. Man, listen. I saw Valita Wilson's post. Shout out to Valita again. She said, reading comments on social media claiming Beyonce is promoting devil worship. Beyonce is actually showing homage to a kinetic African goddess. Credit Ramanar, New York, Omar Buckley. All right, so I'm going to clap it up for that because she is actually correct. Now, let's get back to us. Woo. Former Christian.
Yes.
present Buddhist. What was demonic about what we just saw?
Actually, nothing at all. Just look it up. She's representing Oshun, the goddess or Orisha of love, spirituality, and femininity. She's a river goddess. One of her attributes is to bring forth sweet and fertile waters. She's the mother. She's the mother of creation and humanity. She looks after small children. She represents love, etc. Okay, here's the thing. We were discussing this before we came on the air. Isn't it interesting that we see certain images, right, based upon what we were told and what we know? Why is it that if something empowers us, if something lifts us up, if something is different from Eastern, European culture, is deemed as demonic? We have been programmed not to recognize who and what we are. Before we start to demonize a thing, all I would say is, please do a little research. Did you know that there was a time on the planet when there was no Christianity? Did you know there was a time on the planet when there was no Jewishness? Did you know there was a time on the planet when there was no Islam? Did you know that 10,000 years before that, religions were occurring? Did you know that the Abrahamic religions, which is what Christianity and Islam and Judaism are based upon, have a source 10,000 years before they existed? Why is it that when these people begin to show who and what we truly are, we're labeled as demonic and separating ourselves from our own power? Why would that be, sir?
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, this, just like I explained it yesterday, and again, shout out to Valita. So when we see people in costume or whatever like that, first of all, I don't celebrate Halloween. All right, I don't celebrate Halloween. That's something I don't rock with. But we do have costume parties. Like costume parties, not during Halloween, not on Halloween or whatever like that. We have costume parties, whatever. So if I dress as Superman, Norm dressed as Superman, am I demonic? Am I evil? No, I just want to know, am I demonic?
Some people would say you were.
Am I evil because I put on a costume?
Some people would say you were.
So let's get to this whole thing of horns, right? Let's get to this whole thing of horns. So back in African culture, early African civilization, horns showed a sign of strength.
Of what?
It showed a sign of strength.
Strength.
It was a symbol of strength. It was also a symbol of dominance.
Dominance, you said.
Dominance, right? Back in early African civilization. So, the earliest civilization on record was where? In Africa.
Kemet, sir.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So,
Africa.
Now, when Europeans,
yes,
when white Europeans
right,
get control of the fact that kings and queens represented themselves with horns, with the horns and all of that, whatever like that. So now, that's a sign of African and black strength and dominance. Let's demonize it. Let's demonize it and equate horns with evil, with something bad, with something dark, with whatever, right? And we bought into that because that's what they told us, and that's what we do a lot of times. We buy into a lot of things just because they say it without doing our research. All right, we got to get better at doing our research, man. Like, cut this out. And I said this, and I'm gonna say this again. A real devil, you won't be able to recognize him.
Also, General, I'm sorry.
And if you are, and listen, if you do believe in the Bible or whatever, Satan disguises himself as your friend. So you won't even be able to know when Satan is coming. Satan is not going to come at you like this with horns. Real talk. Satan is not going to come at you like this with horns. He's going to come in the presence of a politician, of hey, I'm on your side. I'm your buddy. All of this, right? So all these white supremacists around here doing evil things, lynching us, burning our houses down, taking away our businesses, doing all this evil around the world, none of them wear horns. None of them got on horns.
They profess to believe in God.
That's evil. That's evil, but they ain't got on horns. We got to stop being fooled in drinking the Kool-Aid of everything that we're being told. You know what I'm saying? Do your own research. That's all I'm saying. So now, the Black King that Beyonce came out with for Disney, right? I'm going to go back to that. The Black King, here it is. I watched a little bit of it, right? So I watched a little bit of it. It's so pure, and it's very empowering, and it shows that our youth basically can be anything that they want to be. It was inspired by The Lion King, and we took this innocent project that Beyonce put together. And listen, I'm not a Beyonce fan. I'm not a fan of Beyonce. But we took this innocent project that she made, right, to show Black empowerment and all of this. And she does a lot of positive things, and so does Jay-Z, right? We took it and we demonized it. And this is the only thing we took from this production, is the fact that in a scene where she was supposed to be a queen, we saw the horns and like, oh, it's devil worship. Oh, it's evil. Oh, it's demonic. That's the only thing y'all really took from this. Listen, somebody call in 646-233-1302. Let's talk about this thing. Let me read some comments, man, because I already know it's going to be some heat. Ingrid said, folks still believing the devil on the hot sauce bottle is real. Facts. Caller from the 315. State your name, where you calling from. You're on the Man Cave Morning Show. What's good?
Hey, it's Mike. How you guys doing?
You.
Hey, Mike. What's going on?
Mike,
baby?
what's up, man?
Man, I decided I wanted to call in on this one only because I can kind of speak from my experience of people of my skin tone. But from my understanding of history, it's very complex, all the different reasons why Black people are suppressed, and it's easily summed up with like this situation, it's devil worship, whatever. But that's such an easy old trope that's been used for centuries and centuries for anything that's
hold on one
different
second.
From their. What's that?
No. We got another caller there holding on to. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, gotcha. I'm just saying that, like the way that they have suppressed all of these people is with simple things like, oh, it's devil worship, and anything that they deem is devil worship. But I think I'll try not to stay on the phone too long, but I think there's a hidden piece to the whole like horns thing that I might lead you on, because Wu pointed out the 10,000 years of history and continuing on, and there's a long history of giants in human culture, and many of those ancient giants used to be depicted with horns.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a statue in the Vatican that depicts Moses with horns.
You talking about the Nephilim?
What's that?
Was that the Nephilim, the giants, or?
Yeah, that's basically in reference to the Nephilim giants.
Right.
But
which is in the Bible.
The word Nephilim themselves just mean giant. That's just basically all that means. And every culture in history has had some kind of giants in their culture and whatnot. For example, there's on Jekyll Island, the island that it was planned for the Federal Reserve to be created and everything.
Right.
All the buildings created by the Rockefellers and J.P. Morgan are built exactly on top of the houses of a tribe that used to exist there, of 8 to 10 foot tall people that had a Canaanite altar and would do baby sacrifices and stuff like that. It's kind of a very suppressed thing, but they built that right on top of that tribe, and the building where they planned the Federal Reserve to be taken over and all the events pretty much to follow, that took place directly over the top of that altar.
Wow. Listen.
So I think the last thing I'll say about this is that the interesting thing about this is that the finger pointing of things like Luciferianism or devil worship and whatnot, I think is lost on cases like Beyonce, because it could be easily classified as something that's just being an artist, being really showy and things like that, just making a real big show of things. It's much different if we're talking about people like people connected to politicians, actual royalty and stuff like that. I think if we're going to really have a conversation about like rituals and stuff that people are doing, I think we should focus more on politicians because they're the ones that have real power.
Man, thanks for saying that. Mike, listen, call back in later on the show, man. We got to take this other call. All right?
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate you.
Esoterics.
Absolutely. I'll keep listening.
One love. Chill, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Real quick, man. This is chill. I got to be quick anyway because I'm on a call. But let me say this: great topic and everything. I did not see this yet, but I was getting ready to watch it and still want to see it. Two things. Number one, I do believe I like what you said. No, the devil is in all forms. First of all, biblically, he was a serpent. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, there's a lot of forms that the devil comes in. The devil can come into the form of a beautiful woman. It could be the form of a politician. Like you said, Norm, the horn thing, I think, is depicted mainly by man through photos, through Hollywood. And we have made ourselves this image that this is what the devil looks like. And in truth, the devil's a spirit, and it could be in anybody, anything. The other thing is with Christians, where I think this has something to do with it, is this. It's not demonic, but I think Christians sometimes, and me as a Christian man, I don't knock no other religion. All religions are based upon faith. Mm-hmm. If you are that of Islam, you're going to believe that your religion is based upon the truth because you have faith in it. Mm-hmm. You're going to know more about it. You're going to try to tell a Christian he's wrong. A Christian will tell a Jew he's wrong because it's based upon faith. So I never disrespect no religion.
Right.
A man's going to believe what he's going to believe. I'm not going to turn him into that. But let me say this as far as me being a Christian man, how I am now.
Zoo, hold on.
The big thing that the problem is with Christians is they're saying that in the Old Testament, thou shalt have no other God except me. Mm-hmm. When you're paying homage, and that's what people are really having the problems with as Christians, not the fact that it's demonic, but the fact that she's honoring another God wearing that. That's the biggest thing I think that Christians get upheaved about. And I'm not getting into whether that's right or wrong, but that's the thing. I'm going to hang up and I'm going to listen to y'all on that and talk to them
and no doubt
about that.
But on your point real quick, she's not, in Black is King, she's not honoring another God. She is representing herself as a queen, so she's not honoring another God. You like I could put go ahead. Go ahead.
No, just say I didn't see it yet. I didn't see it, but I just thought I heard either one of you guys, you or one of you had mentioned that she was wearing the gear of another god or a god of sun or something like that. Because I was kind of breaking up when I heard that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, watch it before you condemn somebody. Like they just put out basic pictures of a scene in the whole Black is King thing, and that was one of the pictures, whatever. It's not that she's saying she is God, she is this and whatever like that, whatever. And again, it's entertainment for kids. They took it from the Lion King. It's inspired by the Lion King. It's not even that deep. But everybody went in on the attack with Beyonce, and we gotta stop doing this before we do our research. But chill. Thanks for calling in, bro. Appreciate you, fam.
Peace, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Keep doing the good work. I'm listening.
No doubt. Caller, Zoo, you still there?
What's up, fam?
Zoo, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show, bro.
What's up, fam? Let's just have a fresh So,
go ahead.
I'm coming in, and I guess I'm catching a good piece of it. So I just reviewed Black is King on my morning show.
Okay.
And I watched it last night. I had to stop it twice because it's chock full of imagery.
Right.
It's image heavy.
Right. It is.
And if you know anything about shooting a television show, a movie, film, even songs, by the time you get a finished product, everything in there means something. Everything. When you write a song, you would write that thing top to bottom. You didn't have a favorite line. The whole song is your favorite.
Facts. Go ahead.
But it's left up to interpretation because we're dealing with art and it's subjective. So if you don't watch Beyonce and not consider art as a part of this whole package, you ain't really watching. Go sit down somewhere. This ain't Destiny's Child no more. They ain't just, let's get some colors and fly outfits. They're trying to send messages, signals. Jay-Z's making albums trying to send messages, signals, trying to give you all this game about the rest of the world. This woman just took a project and connected us to we didn't know how to get back. How do we get back? This Beyonce, I'm going to go ahead and take this Lion King thing. It's pretty huge. Plus, it's from South Africa. And I'm going to reimagine it. I'm going to reimagine it in now times. What a lot of people here don't realize, my first trip to South Africa was 2001. I made about 4 or 5 trips after that. Going over to do stand-up comedy. So everything she's showing you, I watched that. I watched them people. I had a friend named Lolly. Lolly would tell me, I can't stay. I have to go up to the mountain because I have rituals. She was just at the club with me. But she's in touch with that thing that we do when we play dress up, when we go get kente cloth and put on the beads and toe rings. That's their life. That's their auntie. That's my grandfather was here. My grandfather is Sosa. My grandmother is Venda. That's a real thing.
Right.
And the closest thing you're going to get to any artist showing it to you the way it exists right now, currently over there, represented by the artists who are over there.
Facts.
Is Beyonce. Relax. If you saw horns, then bam, you just wanted to feel some type of way, didn't you? I'm so sick of people showing up with their preconceived notions already knowing you got a narrative, just trying to find facts to fit your
Come
point.
on, bro. Talk about it.
Go somewhere and sit down, follower of nothing. Go sit down, destroyer of everything.
Man.
These people trying to build. If you ain't going to pick up a tool to build, don't pick up one to strike and destroy.
Jeez.
That's what I got out of watching Black. I'm saying that's what I got out of that. I was already that dude. But what you hear the fire in my voice? It's because I've been over there. And I know how accurate. I remember when she first put the African dances in. I said, "Oh shoot, Beyonce got them doing the kwasa kwasa."
Yeah.
What we don't realize is that as we reach back, they've reached over.
Facts.
We're looking back into the past of the history that came before us, that bore us, that pushed us all the way over here, right? That we exist on still. The strength, the DNA. The body memory, the body foam, the memory foam of DNA that goes back. We only know that generations up to the ones we can count. That don't mean that you ain't got 10 generations back that look like you, act like you, loudmouth like you, cook like you.
Yeah, man.
It don't stop just because. I went to Clifford J. Scott in East Orange, New Jersey before I moved to Plainfield.
Talk about it.
And I remember we had a brand new principal, black woman. I was a sophomore, and she said from this year forward, every class coming in here has to take Black History, not as an elective, as a mandatory course. The book that they gave me was called Before the Mayflower. That's a big old thick book for high school. Big and chunky. But it tells you about all of the empires in Africa. Mansa Musa, who you see Jay-Z referencing a lot now. Because they're trying to teach us as best they can about where you come from and that place still exists. It ain't got to be called Wakanda. Go to South Africa.
Facts.
Go to Ghana. Go to Nigeria. Go to Somalia. Go. Balling with your balling self. What, you just going to keep going to Vegas? Really? Just going to keep going to the NBA All-Star game? Ain't one this year. What you going to do?
Yo, Zoo. This is why you my dude. Shout out to everybody. We're going to read y'all comments, man. Y'all been making some great comments. But, Zoo, you hit the nail right on the head, man. It's like, come on, man. Listen, we are so much broader and bigger than what people portray us to be. And there's more to the world than, like you said, just going to Vegas on a Vegas trip, posting it up, twerking. There's more than going to Cancun or DR, posting pictures up, twerking or whatever like that. African has such a rich culture and a rich background that we're connected to that people have gotten away from that. People have gotten away from that because, again, anytime you demonize a certain culture or you demonize something that you're connected to, it's like you don't want to be a part of it. But look at who's demonizing it. Europeans.
Let me hit you with the horn part. because again, I watched the whole thing, and the people who probably just looking at the horn part probably had it slivered, sliced out, just one part.
Yep.
That part got focused on.
Yep.
No context, nothing else was given, right? Okay. Well, it's a spinoff of The Lion King. You got to start right there.
Yes. And
one of the songs.
They said it's inspired by The Lion King.
Did you know, well, in one of the songs, in one of the videos, everybody got leopard print on. In another one, she has a different animal print painted all over her. She's portraying, as they do in The Lion King, if you ever seen it, different animals in Africa.
Right.
It's part of the storyline.
Right.
So if you saw some horns, maybe you should look up the big 5 animals of South Africa and see which one got horns like that.
Right.
One of them do.
Right. Right.
I
think it's the gazelle. I think it's the gazelle if I'm not mistaken, but listen, Zoo, again, man, appreciate you, my brother. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, Matt, I appreciate you helping to clear a little bit of cobweb, because when I say it's something that you should sit down with your family and watch, you said it's empowering, and it also connects you to the South Africa, the Africa that exists today, and they operate and move like us. They fly. It's a scene where they got a leopard print Rolls Royce driving through Africa.
Facts. No
It's
doubt,
dope.
man.
Go check it out.
My dude.
Respect.
Love you, brother. Love you.
Love you, bro.
Peace and blessings. Go ahead, Woo, and then after Woo, we're gonna read some comments from everybody. Listen, man, share this out. Start the watch parties. This is information we need to talk about, man. Again, I'm gonna say to everyone, start doing research. Stop being emotional and just reacting and responding without doing research. Woo, go ahead.
Such a rich topic. I know people are calling, and I know people are just wanted to say a couple
And
of
callers,
things.
you can call back in. Let Woo get his out.
What I wanted to say was, first of all, the satanic imagery, okay? The image of Satan, per se. The guy with the horns and what's satanic, whatever. It has a beginning. It's not that old. Okay, so do you know that in other parts of the world, the horn, right, does not represent demonic forces, demonic energy? Just as, I'll give you another example.
Caller, hold on one second.
I'll give you another example. The swastika, for instance, is actually an ancient Buddhist symbol. What you're looking at is Europeans.
It's the wheel of life.
What you're looking at is Europeans.
Facts. Hold on, caller.
What you're looking at is Europeans taking our sacred symbology and changing the energy. That's the first thing I want to say. Here's the second thing I want to say. Before you go off half-cocked, right? Talk to a person that can trace their lineage for thousands of years. Black man. Can you? How long you been on the land? I've always been here. What do you mean? It was me in the land. Black man, you go back to Georgia? How far do you go back? Number one. Number two, there was something here before Christianity. Big shock. There were religions that worship more than one God before we got into the monotheistic religion. Judaism, for instance, the reason that they say thou shalt have no other gods before me was because they were competing with other gods, which is the basis of Christianity. Christianity, which is based on Judaism, Jews used to worship more than one God. All I'm saying is stop being afraid of learning who you are. Stop being not having power. Do me a favor. Tell me about a God that a Caucasian did not tell you about. Tell me about a devil that's not based upon European white supremacy. When you're talking about evil, and when you're talking about good, and you're talking about bad, tell me that from a civilization that predates this civilization by thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So when you say do your research, stop being afraid to be who you are, which is powerful, which is connected to Creator.
No doubt, no doubt. And watch "Black is King" by Beyonce. And I'm not a fan at all. Caller, go ahead. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Well, you brought a very interesting point, and that was dope. I like that. But I was just because real quick before I get into what I actually really called to say, you just reminded me of what happened during the earthquake in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
My mother-in-law, she likes to watch what's that guy's name, Pat Robertson or whatever.
Yes.
And he was talking about the earthquake in Haiti. He was talking about how God is punishing Haiti because, in order for the Haitians to get free, they had to revert to voodooism and things of that sort.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So they reverted to the gods from where they came from in Africa to get them free, but they had to suffer slavery under Christianity. I thought that was very interesting.
Yep.
But what I really wanted to call about, I was like a lot of the rhetoric I was hearing from Native African people was kind of crazy. Like they was calling Beyonce a culture vulture and things of that sort. And like even some of my friends I know personally were doing that this weekend.
Culture.
And I'm like, yo, y'all got some nerve. Like, yo, did we say anything when y'all when y'all started doing jazz? Hugh Nakakela, what's my man's name, Fela Kuti? Did we say y'all culture vultures when y'all adopted the hip hop style, hip hop music? The blacks over here complain. So why y'all doing that to her? But y'all have no problem when the Europeans, such as Paul Simon, take your culture and appropriate it.
Y'all about let me tell you, bro. Sam, see, they about to make me join the Beehive, and I'm not. And listen,
me too. And I'm not a Beyonce fan.
And I'm not a Beyonce fan at all. I'll
be the first to tell you.
But right is right, and wrong is wrong. Bottom line, man. Bottom line, y'all got to cut it out with this. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Illuminati, and this and that. First of all, research a lot of the good that they have done. Research.
Yes, I was telling people that also.
Research the backstory. Stop it and listen. Listen for all you, because first of all, I don't believe in religion. So let me tell y'all that right now about Norm. I believe in faith. I practice a faith. Yes. So I read the Bible. I believe in doing right by people. My life is totally changed at 53 years old. All of this, but I don't believe in religion and all of that because religion causes confusion, right? And it does.
Division.
And division. And I say this again, division is the devil's greatest weapon that he ever created against man. Division. If I could divide you, if I could say red against blue, I'm going to divide you. All right. If I can say black against white, I'm going to divide you. If I could say Muslims against Christians, I'm going to divide you. That's the devil's greatest weapon ever created. I don't care what anybody says, is division. So getting past that, when we talk about our entertainers, right? And again, keyword entertainer, keyword singer, keyword performer. That's what they are. So now, Beyonce, because she's rich, Jay-Z, because he's rich, they're part of anybody rich is a part of the Illuminati. So if right now, if I hit the Mega Millions and I hit the Powerball, Norm is a part of the Illuminati because I hit the Powerball. This is how we think. This is how we think as a people. Like, cut it out, man. Black is King is meant to be a beautiful thing that Beyonce created.
It's visual art.
It's visual art. That's all it is. That's all it is. If you read into it deeper than that or whatever like that, the problem is
people kill you with that.
Yes, the problem is not Beyonce, it's you. And that's real talk. And I'm saying that. But go ahead, we're gonna read some comments. And look,
all right, brother. I'm gonna get with y'all. I just wanted to make that point, and then we have to stop that on either side. You know what I'm saying?
No facts.
The Africans got to hear it because we're constantly looking for the culture that we missed out on. Like we don't hate y'all, and it has to go both ways.
Facts. Thanks, brother. We appreciate you as always. Listen, phone lines are now open, so if you want to weigh in on this topic before we move on, please call in 646-233-1302. Again, that's 646-233-1302. No doubt. You are on the Man Cave Show with Deacon Wu and DJ Storm Norm the General. Let's get this thing on and popping. Go ahead, Wu. I know you want to. You waiting to say something. Go ahead before we.
I'm sorry. This briefly. When we look at Beyonce and Jay-Z in the past.
No, I don't believe in religion. No, I'm just sorry. I respond. Someone look at Norm, I believe in religion. Okay. I don't believe in religion.
When we look at,
I believe in faith. But go ahead.
The former videos, there is definitely symbology in their
Caller,
videos.
hold on.
There is definitely in their past videos. You're talking about Illuminati, esoterics, Satanism, et cetera, et cetera. That's a fact. Now, what I find interesting is they're beginning to inject into their imagery African spirituality, which is a different thing than Illuminati and Satanism and blah, 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 blah. What I find interesting is that it looks as though she's tapping in to something that's older than the culture that we're currently in. And again, the brother called in and said some Africans said that she was clout chasing or trying to get, and I'm saying to myself, wow, white supremacy doesn't just affect America, it affects the planet. Why would a person from Africa be upset with someone who was taken from Africa is getting back into who and what we are, which is African? Two, the reason we are so scattered is because we are afraid. They got us believing that for us to be powerful, they got us believing that we need to live in fear and not in power. Okay, again, check what you think God is. Check what you think the devil is. Who told you who the devil was, and who told you what God was? And I don't believe in religion either.
No doubt. Listen, clap that up. Caller from the 908. State your name when you calling from. You on the Man Cave Morning/Afternoon Show. What's good?
Yeah, this your boy Jimski, man. How you doing, man?
Jimski, what's good? What's going on, fam? What's going on?
This is a very interesting question, topic for me because coming from, or I don't consider myself Christian, and you saw my post. Religion to me is nothing but what you practice over and over again.
Right.
So I don't consider myself a Christian. I consider myself a believer. But that's technical, and it's too long for this show right now.
Go ahead.
But nevertheless, this is the problem, and this is why African people who are from the continent, going to say it's culture vultures, is because there's more to it than a picture. And I keep trying to explain this to people. It's just like the news and the media. If they put up something without explaining it in detail and leave it for someone else's interpretation, then that's when the misconception and all these things transpire. You have to be detailed, especially with black folks. We've been too far led astray so many times, and now we're skeptical on everything because why? You know people can lie to you and use false narratives to push certain things. Now, when I saw this post yesterday, because me and you was on the same post,
right?
When I saw it yesterday, I said, I don't know enough about it to actually give a real strong opinion. All I can say is not normal to see anybody, a human being with horns on their head. Not saying that anywhere in our history or in our miseducated history, because I use our history as a miseducation because we've been taught something that has nothing to do with us. We've been fed something that has nothing to do with us. And we've been just programmed totally different than what we're supposed to. But if you leave it just to someone's assumption, and this is the problem with a lot of our stuff. I used to tell people with this, Tupac had a perfect message, but he didn't get a chance to live long enough to explain it properly. So it was misconceived as just thug life and just being reckless and being wild. So if it's not properly commandeered or not properly versed or explained, then you have these misconceptions. This is why people have to do the research But it also, when someone posts a picture up like that, especially with the history of Beyonce, which some things have been documented, like your brother was just saying, there's some documentary on some of the things that she's done that's controversial. So when you do something like that and you're already in the red, you need to be all the way transparent so everybody can get a clear understanding.
Okay, so let's go ahead.
No.
Finish your thought.
No, go ahead. You good?
All right. So
it's beyond. I'm not a fan of her at all. I think she's a great entertainer. She's cool, whatever the case may be. But I met her. She was totally nice. She's the most beautiful person when you meet her. I was in a section, bouncing in a section with her and Jay-Z in Atlantic City 4040, and I had their section. And personally standing right next to her, guarding her and Jay-Z. So I have nothing negative to say about her as the person. But these other things that comes up that you hear and you see, you research and look at, you find that there's some gray areas, some things that need to be explained.
Okay. So let me say this, right? Just for somebody that's been in the business for a minute, somebody that's been around record labels and companies and management companies, and I've been around one of the biggest entertainers in the world and just seeing how they roll and how they discuss things, whatever. A lot of things are meant to cause controversy,
exactly,
and debate. So when you see like some of the things that you like questionable and documented with Beyonce and all this, all that is marketing for her, right? And she's a genius at doing it. She's a genius at doing it. Trust me. Her and Jay-Z together, when you talk about power couple, there's something to be said about that term, power couple. So when you see certain things, bro, with Beyonce doing this and that, and oh my God, look at this, whatever. It's demonic. It's this, it's that. No, it ain't. It's marketing. That girl's about her business and she's about her music, right? For one, and then both her and Jay-Z together, right? They realize and they recognize the injustices that's placed upon Black people and African American people across the country. They realize that, all right. And this is why when you dig deep with both of them about what they have done and what contributions they have made to help African American people, Black people, African people over there in the African nation, the things that they are doing because they know they got a lot of money, they know they got a lot of power, they know they got a lot of influence, right? All right, so we don't have, I personally don't have those things. Jimsky, you personally don't have those things that they have. Well, you don't have those things.
We don't have that.
Right? But they have the resources. So they're doing something about it. But I have a problem with us, how we so quickly come on the attack of things, right? Without deeply researching, right? One, we just attack. We're going to place these crazy-ass memes up saying Beyonce is the devil. We're going to place these crazy-ass memes up there saying Jay-Z is the devil. Meanwhile, we watching Adam Sandler movies. We watching all these other movies and comedies, whatever like that. We laughing, we chuckling, we giggling, whatever the case may be, whatever. Without recognizing it's a distraction because we're not recognizing what the true evil in this country, in this world is. It distracts us from us seeing what the true evil and what the true devil in this country is, man. And it bothers me a lot because, again, I'm not a fan of Beyonce. But is that all you took from this depiction that people passed around on
like
social
I said,
media?
when I saw it, I said I wasn't going to put no comment up on the negative because I don't know too much about the horns.
So
I know horns is listen, this is from the Bible. If you actually want to know, if anybody asks from the Bible about demonic and spirits and all that, that's not what white man has put out as being the devil. It's never been the devil. It's never what I was taught. If you go into the New Testament and go in Revelation, then you'll find that God has beings that are going to look odd to me and you. They're not like human beings. But they're called seraphim. Some of them are angels that have different type of looks. But it would be odd to me and you. So I don't look at demonic as a horn or anything like that. Because even if you go through the Old Testament and you understand about the altar and how God set up the altar, there was horns on the altar that you would grab on and you would pray and you would do your sacrifice. And David, I was reading Chronicles this morning, First Chronicles, and David, after he had numbered Israel, he had to go lay on the horns of the altar in sackcloth and ashes after God gave him 3 ultimatums, like, do you want me to punish you? Do you want me to punish the people? Do you want me to punish your family? And these are some of the things. So horns is not negative. It's not a negative thing, but I didn't know how to explain it or come about it with it because there's no commentary on it.
All right.
And I'm saying, as black folks, we need commentary. And my second point before I go, when Africans talk about we still in the culture, remember just what was done by the Democratic Party, walking around in mockery, wearing them little them daishiki shawls or whatever the case may be. That's culture stealing. You see what I'm saying? And this is how it's getting misrepresented because we don't actually do no homework. If you ask most black folks about African culture, they'll tell you there's nothing for them to research or find out. Like, a lot of us don't even want to go back to Africa or even visit. You ask them, where did you go the first place you left United States? It's Europe. So Africans look at us in that, some of them look at us that way, like we still in culture. Like, if we like their rhythm and their beat, but don't like the people, that's where the culture evolves.
You can't steal nothing to what you're a part of, what you initially a part of. But
yeah, but if you don't prescribe to it, and you don't celebrate it, and then you use it for your gain, is culture stealing. It actually is.
Yeah, but you know what? We take everything. I'm telling you right now, we'll take something, we'll run with it, and we'll just attack, without doing our research, bro. And
we definitely have to research. I agree with that.
And you talking about when the people of Congress wore the kente cloth, whatever like that. I seen people
whatever that was.
I seen people laughing, whatever, but you got to understand it was a black woman that told them to do it. It was a black woman, it was the black caucus that told them to do it and
that's culture. And that's culture voting because she didn't know what it meant. If you ask any African what that meant.
No. The one that told them to do it actually knew what it meant and what it was about. What she was doing
so they wouldn't have used it that way because that was misused. You see what I'm saying? It was misused the way they used it. Because according to the culture, it's not used that way.
No. But go ahead, bro. Because listen, if you read into, so you know the congresswoman that told them to do that, and you know the congressman, the Black Caucus, or whatever, and who they are. They told them to do that for a reason. Yeah, they told them to do that for a reason. And this is why I'm saying, do your research before you attack. But thanks for calling in, Jimsky. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, you got it.
While I would agree that we need to do our research, I just wanted to quickly wind and tape back for 1 second because I disagree with the general in terms of Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Okay.
If you look at the goat of Mendes.
Oh, so you're saying the devil worship.
Let me just make my point.
Go ahead,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this.
Illuminati.
If you look at a shirt that Jay-Z wore in the past, through as thy wilt is the whole of the law, that's Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley is a proven Satanist. If you look at the ring that Beyonce formerly wore, which has the goat horns, which is the goat of Mendes, which is satanic, which is a goat head god that has two sexes, the male and the female, blah, 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 blah. So to your point, back in the day, she did do that. We can agree to disagree or whatever. Okay, so that symbology, if you look at some of the award programs that were on a couple of years ago when everyone's in Illuminati, there was definitely symbolism, esoterics, Satanism, different type of religion, that and the other. That's where I am on that. Now, this is what I find interesting. Now she happens to be injecting something different. She's injecting something different. Oshun predates the devil and God and Jesus by 10,000 years. So now, if they were projecting, I particularly believe, this is just my opinion.
Go ahead.
It was satanic energy then. That was they were projecting. Now they're projecting something different, which predates everything that we talked about when Europeans were in the Stone Ages, for instance, and we were in that type of thing. What I'm saying is, I agree with you, even though we're coming at this from two different things.
Right.
Do your research. I would just humbly say, is the idea that you have of God from a Caucasian person? Were there deities or a God or what a system of belief that predates everything we know in this country, everything we know in Europe? But if you're going back to Kemet, Africa was named by Caucasian people. It wasn't even called Africa. So what I'm saying is, I see your point about us all just piling on, but if you're if you're not speaking your own language, if you're not connected to your own people, if you're scattered about, if you don't know what your own land is or who and what you come from, why do you talk to me about knowledge and truth? You're not even capable of understanding God, for instance, when you don't know how he pronounces his name.
So okay, so
you can't. You got to go deeper and farther back.
So you just mentioned you just mentioned about Beyonce and Jay-Z, whatever. You saw that you see the change because this is totally different now. What she projected and all this, whatever like that. So what she was guilty of before, to me, bro, was bad marketing. Again, I know the game, so I know if a publicist come to him and be like, you know what, let's put this type of picture out there. Let's do this, whatever like that, because then you're gonna just like with the same thing. I hate to say it that Trump is doing whatever right now. He's appealing to who? He's appealing to who? White supremacists.
Of course.
That's his base, and he knows they'll vote for him, right? So when Beyonce and Jay-Z, they do certain things or whatever, and they got all these people in their camp, publicists and marketing people and all this, whatever like that. This is hot right now. This is popular. We can get this particular audience, whatever. That they're guilty of a lot of things. But if you research again their charitable contributions to a lot of different things, because all their charitable contributions we're not contributing to, or we're not helping out. We're not helping out with the water crisis in Africa. We're not doing that. How much is anybody that's listening to the show donating to the water crisis in Africa, or doing this for HBCU colleges, or whatever the case may be? You know what I'm saying? So it's like when we go into the attack about things, and this is why I say do our research. We could pull all this, whatever like that. Oh, they're wearing the such and such or whatever, and this is whatever, satanic, whatever like that. My thing is, what's in your heart? What's in your heart? All right? You just sat up here and said, just mentioned, because I listened, bro. You sat up here and said mentioned the swastika.
Of course.
How it was supposed to mean what?
The circle of life.
The circle of life. So it's technically not a bad symbol. It's how somebody took it, right? And they changed the narrative to what the swastika means and all this, whatever like that. There's a lot of that going on. But my thing is, I learned to stop being, to being on the attack of everything that I don't understand. Because there's things that I don't understand, and when I don't understand something, I research it and I properly research it. So with these artists, right, that we want to deem this artist as being this artist as being that, really do the deep research and see where a lot of their money is going. All right, where a lot of their money is going. All right, go ahead. Okay, I got to read some comments.
Just one quick. I understand and I agree with what you're saying. Even though I know what the swastika originally represents, I know what it represents now. So if I stick a swastika on my shirt and go, no, it's actually a Buddhist symbol, that's not the energy I'm going to attract to myself. For two, next thing, Beyonce and Jay-Z are extremely intelligent and they do a lot of research. And I encourage us to do a lot of research too. Three, I can be duplicitous, meaning I can contribute to something. I can be a pastor and save people's souls and rape little children all at the same time. I'm not here to judge nobody. I'm saying we're here to talk, to illuminate for people to make their own decision.
Why you gotta say illuminate, bro? That's close to Illuminati. Why you gotta use the word illuminate?
What I would say is this, General. I'm just saying, you might kill me. You in the entertainment business too, right? And you got an entertainment company too, right? And you've been around here a long time too. Ain't no goat head on the BKS1 label. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Take it as you will. I understand what you're saying, and it's no goat head on no BKS1 paraphernalia.
Well, because
it's not.
because
not.
again, I don't look for symbolism to push what we're doing and push my company.
You don't look for symbolism.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
You don't look for symbolism to
nobody
accomplish.
can come to me. A publicist can't come to me and be like, Norm, if you start doing this, blah 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 blah, you'll get more of this, you'll get more of that, whatever like that. I take it as it is. I'm like this. Whoever rock, if you rock with what we doing, BKS, whatever like that, then you rock with it. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, if you down with it, then you down. If you're not, you not.
But no publicist can change your course.
Yeah, but and that's with me.
Yes.
That's with me, bro.
Yes.
But then certain people that want to be bigger than life and bigger than the world, they'll go them next steps, and it could be a bad choice, and it could be bad marketing on them, right? But I know when you look at this couple, Jay-Z and Beyonce, with their daughters and their kids and everything right now, and how they evolved so much.
They have evolved.
And they're part of so many different things. It's like we got to stop saying just because people have money and they do have a certain amount of power that they're evil and that they're wicked and all of this, whatever like that, without doing our research. So like anything we discuss on this show, I want to make sure we do our research. Shout out to Mike, too, that calls in.
He breaks it down.
And he's a Caucasian. And never met him. He's from upstate New York, whatever. But he'll break down different things or whatever. He'll read doctrines and and find news about this or whatever like that. And this is what we got to start doing, man. We got to stop taking every damn clip that somebody posts up from a blog.
I agree.
On Facebook or Instagram, whatever, and taking it as word, as life. This is the truth. This is the truth because it's not the truth. It's not the truth. You know, and it's like that bothers me. That bothers me the most, and that's why I like what we do, whatever like that. We have a discussion, we have a dialogue, right? And my thing is, I rock with everybody because everybody has a different view and opinion, right? And what I don't like, and I'm gonna read some comments. What I really don't like, you can't attack Christianity itself, right? There's the people that continue to promote and perpetuate Christianity, right? And there's Christianity itself.
Yes.
Those are still two different things.
Absolutely.
Right? So you can't attack something because of what the person does with Christianity. You feel me? You see where I'm going? Just like Buddhism and Islam,
whatever form of religion,
and all of that, whatever form of. There are so many positive aspects in all these things, man. There's positive aspects in Islam with the Quran. There's positive aspects in Christianity with the Bible. There's positive aspects in
Buddhism and the
Buddhism
surahs, right?
And all of that, whatever. My thing is we have to do our research to pull out the positive aspects from all of these different things, right? So my thing is we shouldn't be on the attack of something we truly don't understand. And that's my whole point. Don't attack things we do not understand.
You know what I understand? I'm going to the comments. An extremely powerful and wealthy black couple representing black people. Period. Today. Now. Remember her in the Super Bowl and she brought up the Black Panthers? And from there, Beyonce and Jay-Z been on something different. A powerful, entrenched black couple speaking to their people with symbology and money and donations and all the things they do. A black man and a black woman that's married with black children doing things for their own people with their time, their money, their resources, their symbology, causing us to think, to research. That's what I see from them now. So even though we fight about this and any other, I see that they're unadulterated. They don't say we are the world. They say black is king. They don't say we are king. Say black is king. So I love and appreciate that because we've never got a chance to do that and just stand on our square without being completely destroyed. So that's why. So respect 1,000. We could talk all the crap we want to talk. We always talk about how do you take your money and make it a practical solution. they are saying that we are deities, that we're good and we're uplifting. I'm with that.
Caller from the 315. State your name where you're calling from. You on the Man Cave Show. What's good?
Hey, it's Mike again. I just wanted to call back real
Mike,
quick.
what's good?
Speak on it, Mike.
Well, I think all the stuff that you're saying about Beyonce, I think the underlying thing that I'd like to point out is that white people, as in general, need to train themselves to stop generalizing whole groups of people by the cherry-picking stories of one. Now, that being said, one could also bring up that Beyonce's drummer also quit and accused her of rituals.
Right.
Her life, whatever she did as an individual, she should be held as herself as an individual. Her achievements and if she's done anything wrong.
Yes.
The issue, though, I think here, though, that should be highlighted is that white people take Beyonce's case, and then that white person will look at every other powerful black woman and see Beyonce and the misinformation and problems they see with their ignorance of it. They see in other black women. So I think that should be the point that's highlighted. That's what white people need to learn if they're hearing from this. If they can hear it from another white person who's pointing it out. That's what the problem is. That it's too easy for white people to protect their little tiny ignorant environments by just saying, nope, I have my preconceived conditions and ideas on, and I'm gonna, shove that aside.
Facts.
Quick food for thought. I kind of brought up the Nephilim earlier.
Yes,
Something
the giants in the Bible.
Is that history, at least from the projection of power from the Vatican, there has been a global effort to suppress any kind of ancient history attached to ancient human civilizations that predate any of the Abrahamic religions.
That's right.
For me, as a historian, as much research as I've done, and I've shared some of my research with you in some of the emails, my belief that Native American people of North and South America and African people.
Repeat, Mike. Repeat. You were breaking up.
Yeah, we're losing you a little bit.
Oh, sorry. My connection's here a little. Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, we good.
Okay. It's in my belief historically that African people, Native American people of North and South America, and Latino people in North and South America represent the closest descendancies of what we claim is ancient Atlantis.
Yes.
So if we consider that these religious institutions with as much power as they have been using all this time to suppress that, anyone who's connected to the lineage of those ancient civilizations is going to suppress.
Right.
For two reasons. To control history. So you control history, you can control religion, and then you can play God.
Right.
And then two, you can steal all that ancient technology and knowledge and usurp it and pretend that it's
yours.
So, but I have one question that I'm kind of dying to ask, and
ask it.
When it comes to the religion of Christianity, and I'm asking this, you guys know some of my background as a white man asking a black man, why perpetuate the religion of the Europeans at all? I mean, that it's European religion, the Christianity, the very core of it, and the very beginning of it, it says that they pushed it. Their whole sense of slavery over black people is because they said, well, in the beginning, it says that all the descendants of Ham should serve Japheth and Shem. So that's what.
Well, Mike,
so
they changed the name.
I know that boiled down a lot, and I'm not trying to make that sound like an attack on Christianity or anything, but it's just it's a question for me, because for me it's like me being the Irish person, I want to get back to the roots of like the ancient Druids and all the ancient peoples that before Christianity came in. I want to hear more stories about Asantua, the warrior queen of Ghana, who almost pushed the colonial English out of Ghana. Like I want to hear about her story and stuff.
Right.
Or the Black Samurai.
Yes.
You ever hear about
yes. Black people in Japan.
But see, you know what? Everything you're talking about right now, right? So for anybody listening to the show, these are things that people need to research and find out for themselves. And this is my
Agreed.
point. And, you know, and so like when you talk about things about this with Christianity and why do we, you know, accept things or whatever like that, you know, what the Europeans is trying to push down to us, whatever. I look at it like this, right? So if you look at the original, what's the original language of the Bible?
What? Aramaic.
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 Hebrew, all of that, whatever like that. So again, even before the Europeans decided to push their narrative to it, that existed.
Mm-hmm.
That existed. And
Yes.
this is what people got to get back to, that foundation. What existed before Europeans decided to push the narrative of what Christianity is supposed to be and what it is supposed to be, because we, you know, somehow we just gave it that name. Europeans gave it that Christianity, right? But it was something before that. This is what I'm trying to say. So all these scribes and scriptures and all of that was in Aramaic and Hebrews or whatever like that before Europeans took a hold of it.
Okay.
It was something before that. And what was it about? And what did it mean? And all of that. So there was truth in all these books. So you got the Bible. Again, you have the Quran. You have the Torah. You have all these different books, right? So a book that's reproduced over and over again and got different versions, it's gonna lose what? It's gonna lose some original translation. Am I correct? Over the years, over all these years, it's gonna lose some original translation. But my whole thing is, why don't we pull out all the positives from all these books? Because there's some truth in all of them. But instead, a lot of us attack each book. Each book I just mentioned. I hear a different group attack the Quran. I hear a different group attack the Bible. I hear a different group attack the Torah. But there's truths in all of these. So why not find the truths in all of these and discuss the positive realm of it instead of attacking it? And that's all I'm saying, Mike.
So to answer Mike's,
I think my only,
go ahead.
if I can give a quick answer to, I think the only reason is because the truth would scare people, because the truth also includes having to look at the ugly side of all these different religions and holy books, and that's the side that I always struggle with, is because seeing all of the harm that the fanatics of religion have done against people around the world throughout history, it's just it hurts the soul to see all the terrible things that have been done in the name of so many different gods. So for me, that's the only thing that I say, is that like there is good to be found, and each individual person has the ability to be an angel or demon on this planet, but we have to make sure that we see the good for what it is, and we also have to recognize the bad for what it is.
Facts.
But that's just me, though.
And just quickly, if you want to conquer a people, you have to indoctrinate the people, okay? You ask, why do we believe in something that it doesn't come from us, it's not from us, and it does us harm? Because we've been indoctrinated. If you go back to World War II and you see how they made the caricatures of Oriental people, they made these, you know, or what they did to make Jews look like animals and stuff like that. You can't continually use physical force to control the people, because they're going to reproduce and their numbers are going to be greater than yours. So you can't beat every slave. You can't kill every slave. You can't shoot everybody. But what you can do is you can indoctrinate them. So while the mighty wolf was on the plane regulating, okay, the wolf was turned into a docile dog. Through what? Through indoctrinating that wolf and changing their environment. So the reason that we do what we do is because we've been completely stripped of everything that makes us us. Land, language, culture, religion, people, everything. Taking everything. Now, you're talking about brutalization. You're talking about farms where they raped us, all this other stuff. So you're talking about psychological warfare. You're talking about physical abuse that has occurred over generations and generations. And what you end up with is a poodle, not a wolf.
Yeah, no facts. But then again, man, my thing is I have to keep going back to this Do your research, and then once you do your research about history, apply it to today. Apply your research of history to today and how it still stays in the same context. You know, what's going on today and what's happening with us today and with certain things. So when we talk about this whole Beyonce thing, sometimes, I'm just saying sometimes, we make things a lot bigger than what it is, all right? I've sat in a meeting, right, with marketing people, and this is why I go back to this. I've sat in a meeting, and I can't tell you who it was, but I sat in a meeting with marketing people that said, you know what, let's do this and make people think we're a part of this and such and such and such and that, whatever like that, and it will give us a whole different audience. Mm-hmm. And they sat up there and they was like, yeah, okay, let's do that. Didn't believe in it, wasn't rocking with it, whatever like that, and did it, whatever. And they probably sold another couple million albums behind doing it, whatever. And then, like, when they grew, hear what I'm saying, when they grew a conscience, right?
Go ahead.
They was like, all right, for the next project, we not doing this. This is what we doing for the next project. I don't want to do that anymore because I realize I pissed off a lot of people, blah, 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 and whatever. And again, a lot of times some of the stuff we see and we want to say is this, is that, it's just bad marketing choices. It's just bad marketing choices and bad PR choices when it comes to certain artists. And I'm not saying all of them, but certain artists, I've seen it. And I've seen in some of the grimiest people are the marketing people and the promoters of these particular artists, because they'll do anything just to sell records and to sell product. I've seen it. So that's what I'm saying. Stop attacking the artist. Sometimes it's just a bad choice that they made to do it. Because again, when you look at the good behind it, you're like, wow, I didn't know they did this. I didn't know they did that, or whatever. Mike, bro, we appreciate you, man.
Love you, bro. Calling again.
Hey, thank you guys. I always learn something when I listen to you.
I always learn something when I listen to you.
You're saying it now by telling everybody to research. We're doomed to repeat history. We're the ones who repeat history if we don't learn from it. So I agree 100%.
Yep.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
You guys play safe.
And we will see you again, sir.
You too. We'll talk to you soon.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to let's go back. I got a lot of comments to go back to the read. Dorothy Bolton said the Bible is translated over and over. Yes. So its true form has been altered. Facts. This is what I said. That's why people choose other beliefs, especially a religion that kept slaves in a slave mindset, some truths. But find your own higher being.
Find your own
higher being.
That's right.
It's facts. English said Aramaic is the original language. If you interchange a vowel, changes the meaning.
Right.
Wow.
Talking about Yahweh.
Yeah. Yahweh. Facts. But again, man, people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that. And hold on. Let's see. Replying to Ingrid, Aramaic is the original. Blah blah blah. And Hebrew are versions of that language.
Right.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ramut. Everybody on checking. Listen, man, we didn't even get it. I wanted to talk about going to some other things.
There's tomorrow. You know when you start talking about stuff like this, it's going to take off. You know that, sir.
Yeah, I did want to get into little Tracy Morgan on because I'm kind of pissed, man. I'm kind of pissed about the situation with Tracy Morgan.
Why are you pissed, sir?
I am pissed, and let me go to that. Do I have it up? Yes, I have a little bit of it up. All right.
Okay.
So
Megan is asking the judge to give her half of the $90 million settlement Tracy received from Walmart following his near-fatal limousine crash in 2014. She is also seeking sole ownership of their $14 million mansion in New Jersey. Does Megan deserve half?
See,
he's 51, she's 33, been married 5 years.
And listen, man. Again, this is shit that pisses me off because
speak on it, General.
They've been married 5 years.
5 years.
She's 33. Now
yes,
he's
sir.
51.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you mean to tell me a judge that's been in this been on the seat for years and years, can't see it for what it is. There's been, a judge is supposed to have good what?
Discernment.
Discernment, be able to see right from wrong and all of this and whatever. So somebody sitting up on that court, whatever, is actually going to give her half of the $90 million.
It's a good
settlement.
possibility.
His $90 million settlement from the Walmart situation, where this man almost lost his life and he lost his friend's life. Somebody just tell me where
his friend died.
But somebody tell me where y'all think this is right, where y'all think she is right. I don't care what went on in their relationship, whatever like that. Listen, I tell you right now, and again, I'm going to stop comparing things to my relationship, in my marriage, because I'm good with my marriage and I'm good with my relationship. So I compare it with somebody else.
Okay.
So you're married, and you get into a bad accident, right? You get into a bad accident, bro.
Yes.
And you get $500 million.
Go ahead.
3 years later, your wife gets mad at you, blah, 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 I want a divorce, blah, for whatever reason in case. And now she wants $250 million of that $500 million settlement that you got for your broken bones.
Yes.
And your crushed lungs. And,
that's right.
And punctured liver.
And your speech therapy because you didn't know how to
talk.
And you couldn't know how to walk.
You know what I'm saying? It's
that.
like, where's the justice in that? I just want to know. I just want to know. And then, half his earnings. And I like how the comedian, there was actually a comedian A-Train broke this down. It said the 51-year-old humorist and his young wife, Megan Willover, 33, are calling it quits after 5 years. Only 5 years. And Tracy Morgan been in the game for a minute. All right. Megan filed dissolution documents on Wednesday, citing irreconcilable differences. Sadly, after nearly 5 years of marriage, Megan and I are filing for divorce, Tracy said in a statement. This is a challenging time for all involved, so I ask that you respect our privacy.
The 30 rock star wasn't astute enough to concoct a prenuptial agreement. Megan is asking the judge to give half of the $90 million settlement Tracy received from the Walmart following his near-fatal limousine crash in 2014. She is also seeking sole ownership of the $14 million mansion.
She wants the mansion. She wants the whole mansion. Sole custody. She didn't want the mansion to be sold and they split it. She wants sole custody of the $14 million mansion. So, with Tracy alone before the settlement, Tracy was worth a certain amount.
Right.
Himself.
Yep.
So, my problem is like, where is the justice? Why doesn't, why shouldn't it be like a federal law that caps certain suits like this? And even if you don't have a prenup, right? This should be something that protects the person that is the majority breadwinner in that situation.
So I have a problem on a lot of levels, but I think it's rather wicked. What do I mean? This man was in a car accident. His friend that was on the bus was killed. He was unable to walk. He was unable to talk. Had to go through rehabilitation, stuff like that. Why do you specifically mention that sum of money? Did you say, hey, I'm going to court, we're going to see what's going on? She specifically said, I want half of that particular $90 million. To me, the insensitivity of knowing what that man went through to come back. He was suicidal.
Yeah, he wanted to take his life.
He was sad about the loss of his friend. He had to learn how to talk. He had to learn how to walk. So I'm a comedian, and I can't talk, and I can't walk. So if that happened in 2014, 2020, like, they've only been married for 5 years. Why does she feel that she has a right to half of that money or half of anything that he acquired when she was in diapers? Tracy Morgan was standing on the stage when that child was born. You understand? Tracy been in the game since he's like 16, 17 years old. So outside of the general laughter that we do about men against women and how much they get money,
right?
The I think it's wicked for her to specify that I want that and I want the house. What did she do to deserve that?
This goes back to the argument we
Wicked.
always talk about when we talk about prenups and all of that. Regardless if you had a prenup or not, you know right is right. I've been in a situation on, of course, a lot lower level where somebody came into my life, whatever, and they tried to get the house. If they couldn't get the house, they wanted to make me sell it and everything. Yeah, you remember that whole story.
Tough.
Whatever. And she was really trying to come after something that I was a part of for 30 years of my life and try to make me get rid of and everything, and
your home.
Yeah, and my thing is now, I'll say it was a house then. It's a home now because I have a wife that.
Well, yeah, Sandy makes it home. Agreed.
That turned it into a home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So shout out to, so it's our house.
That's right.
But when it was just my house, and everything, she tried to come after some things because the relationship didn't work out. I didn't want to be with this person anymore. She was the scandalous one. You in bed with pastor and this and that, whatever, or doing whatever the case may be.
She needed to be healed.
Whatever the case may be, you running around, whatever, and it just didn't work out.
Right.
So my thing is, like, you try to come after me, whatever. So the judge realized
her intention.
This man was in this house for 30-something years. This belonged to his family.
Yeah, your family house.
Yeah, it belonged to his family, basically. You know what I'm saying? And, y'all got the house, whatever. Y'all didn't work out. We weren't married. We weren't even married.
How she want the house and you ain't married her?
Because there's a law in New Jersey. There's a law in New Jersey called equitable interest. So if somebody contributes or whatever to the house, you don't have to be married. If they contributed, so in other words, check this out. Right?
I'm listening. I'm getting uncomfortable.
If you have a house, we was just talking about this before the show.
Yes.
So if you have a house, bro,
I'm listening.
Right, and then your woman is living with you for a year, 2 years,
go ahead,
like
sir.
that, right?
Okay, yes.
And then she buys a cabinet for the house, right? Or she fixes up your floor for the house, or whatever the case may be. She's entitled to what New Jersey calls equitable interest.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So you don't have to be married.
So, General, respect. Take your pots, your pans, your vagina and the wood floor. I'll give it right back to you. That's not the house, sir.
So
what?
So this house has been around forever.
Yes.
She tried to make me sell. She had the courts to try to make me sell.
This
the house.
was not your wife,
so she can get half of what the house was worth.
Your
right?
girlfriend, sir.
Yes, she tried to make me sell, but the judge said we're not going to take away this man's house. So if you did contribute X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna have him give you $6,000 in cash.
She didn't even contribute that much. She got off.
Listen, she's like, we're gonna have him give you $6,000. The house is his, and anything that you bought in the house, I don't care if it's your pocketbook that's still in that house, you're not allowed to go back to that house. So everything is his. The judge said everything is his in that house. So you can't go back and get nothing. So no matter what, if it's your television, if it's your this, if it's your that, whatever, and I had to pay out $6,000.
Sir, can I ask you a question? If I meet a rich, powerful woman and I bring my penis under her roof, do I get to sue for equitable, whatever you said? I buy some pasta and pans, I sex her, you know what I mean? And I put a wood floor in. Can a man file for that? Maybe legally, but I know you ain't never heard of it. Yeah. I know you've never heard of a man that's not the woman's wife saying sell his house. Why? Because you dropped the hammer twice for her?
There is a law called equitable interest. You're entitled to equitable interest. So you don't have to. Remember the old thing we used to hear about, if you live with somebody for 7 years, it's a such and such marriage or something. I forgot what it's called or whatever like that, because you've been living with somebody. It don't matter. It could be 2 years, bro. And if they living with you and they got mail coming to that house, and they bought anything in the house that improved the house, it's called equitable interest. So it's totally different than being when you marry, It's everything is shared. Everything is shared when you're married. I don't give a fuck. So if you own, if you make $10 a week,
yes, I'm listening,
and she makes $1 million a week,
go ahead.
It don't matter. That's shared in a marriage. That's shared. Okay, but if you're dating somebody that lives with you only for like 2 years, and you contribute anything in that house that improves that house, I want y'all to learn this today on the Man Cave Show.
You're gonna learn today.
You're gonna learn today. It's called they are entitled to equitable interest.
So I'm sorry, Jenna, I gotta cut you off. So if you punch Stedman in the jaw, tell him to stay in the pool house, wait, and start dropping the hammer on Oprah for 5 years, do you in the state of Jersey have equitable interest?
Common law, right? If you're common law, if you're living with someone 7 years, but it don't matter when it comes to equitable interest. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. So
boyfriend and girlfriend,
right? You could be boyfriend and girlfriend, and y'all living together for just 2 years, whatever. But if they contribute something to that house that improves the property in any way or improves that house in any way,
New Jersey,
they are entitled to equitable interest. All right,
that's so gangster.
Yeah, so I've been through that. This is years ago. I've been through that. I learned. It was a $6,000 lesson for me. Had to divvy up the cash, but the person could not come back and do anything.
You got off cheap, sir.
Yeah, they couldn't come back and do anything. They couldn't take anything or whatever like that. You know, so I mean,
that's wicked.
Yeah,
that's wicked.
Yeah.
That's wicked, yo.
Yeah,
wicked.
I mean, you live and you learn.
You live and you learn.
You live and you learn, and this is why you need to know what you're getting into when you get into these situations, people. So, woo, I'll say this to you, my brother, whatever like that. It's all good because we get so caught up in the initial, when in the beginning of a relationship, it's hot and heavy, and the sex is heavy, and this, that, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, whatever like that. You forget about how you need to protect yourself because you're not thinking about the fact that you need to protect yourself because it's a romantic relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's a romantic relationship, and you go into it like, oh, I love you, you love me,
family.
You know what I'm saying?
Sucker.
You go into it with that BS, and then you're not looking at the fact that somebody got some other plans in their head. Not to mention, I had female family members at the time that wanted to go in. This particular person, but I'm like, nah, that's not how I roll. You know what I'm saying? We're going to deal with this through the courts, whatever. It's funny. My mother came to court that day because she was upset, whatever. And then the person I was in court with, whatever, came over, gave my mother a hug and tried to kiss her on the cheek. And then my mother, savage, 90 years, my mother said, oh, look at the Judas kiss.
Ooh.
She said, oh, look at the Judas kiss. She was like, oh, no, honey, I'm here with my son.
And if mom would have snuck her, I wouldn't have had no problems with it.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
If mom would have snuck her. Delilah.
Oh, man.
Lilith.
Mama, she was younger than my mother. 90 years old today. God bless her soul. But
treachery.
You live and you learn. Treacherous. This is why we have these topics and conversations like this because life is serious.
So, General, if you're a big star and you got a lot of money, you got to get a prenup. Straight up, period. Like, you have to get a prenup.
Yeah, you could, and then know the law in your state. Know the law in your state, yo. Because every state is different when it comes to the laws, yo. Every state is different.
And General, what did this 26-year-old bring the 40-year-old Tracy Morgan, in terms of talent and production, and what does she bring to him? What? Please, no disrespect. Do they have children together? Do he have kids? I don't know. What did she? What value?
I don't know, but she's not entitled to. She shouldn't be entitled to half the $90 million, man.
She gonna get millions though, bro. Listen, that VJ is worth money.
She good. She's rich. She's a rich 33-year-old woman now.
Yeah,
she's rich.
How come our private part is free and they get millions from that? Why? Why are they worth so much more than us?
We just talked about the Adele story anyway. So
that's true.
The Adele story.
That's a new phenomenon.
Yeah, the Adele story. He getting half.
He don't deserve that either.
Yeah, he don't deserve it either. Mary's husband, Kendall. You got me crying right now.
What did that? He's a grifter. Like, but listen. Well, okay, that's karma, sir. It's wrong. Is it wrong? Yes. That's karma, man. Women been ganking men for forever. Like, You got to listen. I'm a grown man, and I tell Mary, I want 130 or 109. Like, for what?
So listen.
Why?
So for all y'all brothers, again, moving in too quickly with these females, right? It's different. Again, it's different when you're married. So everything I'm talking about, it don't apply to if you're married. Because you're married, it's half and half. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's totally different, right? When it comes to property and all of that, and if you get a divorce and lawsuits and all of that. But for all you brothers that are not married, and females too, that are not married, that decide to move in with somebody that you don't know if y'all going to get married or whatever the case may be, and then something goes wrong with the relationship, right? And they bought a toilet seat cover that makes the toilet seat look nice and shiny and whatever like that, right? And they fixed the window, and they put carpet down in one of your rooms or whatever that improves the property or whatever the case may be. It is called equitable interest.
So Trent, I'm sorry. I was a young whippersnapper once. Bruh. You know how many air conditioners and brooms and chairs and desks and book bags for children that wasn't mine I done did all over the years when I was a young whippersnapper. Am I the equitable, like, what?
So see the difference?
What?
Listen. Again, this person I'm talking about, at the time when we was together, they worked for a lawyer. So they knew.
Devil.
They knew. They worked for a lawyer. But guess what? They worked for a lawyer. But the lawyer that I got to represent me was also a judge. Don't play. You got people, I got people. And that's how, you know what I'm saying? Like, thank God that I was on top of things, because the lawyer that I hired was also a judge in a different municipality.
And thank God you didn't become bitter. Thank God you didn't become a dog. Thank God you found Sandy, because let me tell you something, bro. An experience like that could have sent you off the rails for forever. No doubt. Look, we going to toss the Man Cave Morning Show, right? Bruh, you could have been hitting and splitting for the rest of your days, never really getting over, never seeking your healing.
Yeah, no.
You could have took it another way, man.
We shouldn't ever let a bad experience distract us and turn us away from love or finding somebody to be in your life that's good for you, whatever like that. Like, everybody is not out to hurt you. Everybody's not out to get you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got some genuine good people in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And at this point
in my life, sir.
At this point in my life, I just believe in honesty. Let's just keep it real, whatever like that. Every relationship got problems.
Yes.
Nobody's exempt from having problems. You're going to have problems. You're going to have some issues or whatever the case may be. But my thing is, work through it. If you come into a situation and you got evil intent, like we was talking about before the show, we was talking about if people are asking you questions like, do you got a pension? You just meeting them, you just dating a person, they like asking you stuff like, yo, you have a pension? Or how much is your 401k worth? Or questions like this, then you got to be on the lookout, bruh. You know, so Tracy Morgan, he let the young 28-year-old, because she was 28.
Young strumpets.
Yeah, she was 28 at the time.
Beguile him.
You know, he fell in love. He got caught up into the whatever. And in fact, she's beautiful and pretty and all of this, whatever. And now, bro, everything you didn't work for, you got to give up half of that.
And it's sad. It's a lot of things to make jokes over.
Yeah.
But it's really, really sad. And, you know, men been getting got by women for many, 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 many years. Right? So a little compassion, a little spirituality, please. Like, we are a really savage society. We don't have no compassion on nobody. And I don't respect women that roll like that as much as I don't respect men that roll in that fashion. But that is, why would he? Okay, I'm praying for him, you know, and like you said, and I hope that he's able to understand that not everyone is out to get him. But right quick. You single, you go on Instagram, somebody asking you your credit score, what kind of job you got, what's your 401k, what's your this, what's your that. I just wanted to go see the next Matrix movie. What is you talking about?
Facts.
What is you talking about?
Bro, but,
am I a dog?
But you know
stop,
what?
Slow
but
your
you know
roll.
what? And that's funny because you lead. But see, you know what? Think about it. So you hear all that,
yes,
but you still go and pursue the relationship.
As many men have done.
You hear the same thing with women.
So sorry, as I have done in my past.
You knew this dude was a piece of dirt. You knew he was a drug dealer. You knew he had multiple women before you or whatever like this. You know he was a player. You knew all of this.
Go ahead.
You know he was involved with some criminal element. You knew all of this, but you still pursue the relationship. So who do you have to blame when it goes wrong? And this was our third set in the topic. This was our third thing we was going to discuss. You knew all of this about this person. You got all the red flags put right in your face. This goes to men and women. And you still went ahead with the relationship. Why? Why do we do that? Why do we set ourselves up?
I've done it a couple of times in my life, sir.
Ladies, you knew he wasn't shit. You knew he wasn't jack-ish. You knew it. But you went forward with it, and you got into it, and you got burnt, and you got hurt. Fellas, you knew she wasn't shit.
Mm-hmm.
You knew it, Will.
I know now.
You seen her on Instagram with the thong on. You seen her on Instagram
now, yes,
with the legs spread and all of that. You saw all of that, bruh.
Yes,
right. And
yes,
you seen her at the clubs and the bars before you hooked up with her, flirting with dudes, letting dudes buy drinks, whatever like that. Wasn't interested in none of them. Showing signs that she likes to use brothers, whatever, all of that. But you finally got with her.
Go ahead.
You got her number. You knew what she's about. You started talking to her, and then you got caught up with her. Now you're the main one in her life, whatever, and she's doing everything that she's done to everybody else to you.
So general.
You allowed it to happen.
So general.
It's your fault.
So general. At 25, you damn right. At 30, you damn right. At 35, general. You damn right. After a lot of different skirmishes and skirmishes in my life, not so much now. What I'm saying to you is, when you're young and you're young, dumb, and full of, right? You're really ruled and you're really guided by your sexual urges. Let's just put it that way. It really blinds you to, number one. Number two, she's so fine. You feel like it's a notch on your belt. Number three, you don't recognize how, in a man's case, how powerful a woman is. You don't understand how some of them can be your rumination and your damnation. You just thinking with your little head, huh? And so is your friend. And your daddy did it before you. It's a long line of pitfalls, and I would assume that women fall prey to that type of situation, maybe for different reasons, but this happens a lot. It's okay. They're old men, sugar daddies that still are susceptible to the wiles of the fairer sex.
Facts.
So
listen, I'm just saying, man. Y'all pay attention to those red flags early on, and if you see all these red flags and you still pursue the relationship, all of those red flags,
all of them,
and you still pursue the relationship, all right, you can't be mad at nobody else but yourself. Once you get hurt, once you get caught up in the matrix, you can't be mad at nobody else but your damn self, man. Pay attention early on. I'm just saying, some of y'all still go for it. Just because she look good, or she got some of the brothers, she look good. She got a big butt. She got big chest. That body is banging. Oh my God, she got pretty feet. Oh, I see brothers do it.
Listen, bro.
So you don't care about the fact that she's a user, she's a gold digger. She don't give a damn about you. you know, she's just trying to play you out or whatever the case may be. You know all of these things, but you still go for it because you think you could change her. And ladies, the same thing. You still go forward when you know he's a piece of crap because you think you can change him. Oh man, I'm the one. I know he ain't gonna want nobody else after me. I could change old boy.
So you remember Maya Angelou?
Please.
When someone tells you who they are, you believe them. Number two, you actually want me to take accountability for the decisions that I made? No, she did me wrong. No, he was a dog. No, it's not my fault. It's their fault. It takes self-reflection, a little wisdom, you know, a little broken bones and crushed ego and pride and a lot of faith to come to that realization. There are a lot of people, right, that are not disciplined enough to say no. Because I want to feel good. And when healing make me feel good. And I want to, General, there was a healing that needed to occur. And I was at the bottom of her vagina. That's how I healed myself. And to the detriment of anything and everything else.
Yeah.
So if we're going to be real, we have got to start taking responsibility for the decisions that we make. Number two, General. Hey, General. You won't die if you're by yourself. I'm a living example. I thought I was going to die. And when I first met you used to punch me in the face because I was so stupid. But you're not going to die if you're by yourself. Get with God.
Facts.
Leave these hoes alone, please. Okay. Male and female.
Okay, I'm glad you said male and female.
I say I'm learning.
I don't want the attacks on me.
It's male hoes and female hoes.
Listen.
Male strumpets and female strumpets.
Listen, I hope somebody got something from today's show, man. We covered a few different things, man. Beyonce, you know, and the Black King. Y'all go check it out for yourselves.
Respect.
Yeah, get your own view and opinion of Black King. It's on Disney. It's on the Disney thing. Y'all go check it out. We could talk about it later.
General, how you got out of that religion conversation, you the man. Because people get very upset about religion. Very upset.
Sometimes you got to talk about it.
Man.
Listen, Tracy Morgan, 51, wife 33.
You know what it is.
Divorce. It's over now. She wants half of the $90 million settlement from when he broke every damn bone in his body.
And was crippled and couldn't walk no more.
And tried to recover.
Best friend got killed, and she won't have.
Yeah, best friend got killed.
Right.
She want half. She want the mansion. She want the $14 million mansion in Jersey.
Lilith,
all
Delilah that. Spirit.
No, I'm just saying, man. Come on, man. Jeez, can we make life fair again? Life has never been fair, I guess. And then last but not least, the third thing we covered today was knowing all the red flags, knowing all the signs. You knew what this person was about beforehand, but you still decided to pursue the relationship and get involved into the relationship. And then you upset with the world, and men are dogs, whatever, you know, like it's their fault, and you already knew. So you can't blame nobody but yourself, man. I'm just saying.
You are responsible for the condition of your own life.
Yes. Yes, be more aware of your situation, and when you see those flags, run from them. That's all. Early on in the game, we'll be back tomorrow. Man Cave Morning Show.
It's the
Man, we appreciate y'all. Got a lot of love for y'all for those that missed out, because we covered a lot of different things today. Please share the show out, support it, and again, man, listen, if you enjoyed the show today and you would like to send a donation or something, please feel free to do so.
Cash App, $ BKS1 Radio.
Y'all forgive me. I'm messing. I'm clicking the wrong buttons and everything.
Yes, sir.
You got me upset with these
with
red
that
flags.
half.
Yes,
half got you.
But if you would like to send a donation to support our programming, please Cash App $BKS1 Radio.
Respect.
Right, again, that's $BKS1 Radio.
If we are valuable in your life, show us how valuable we are. Thank you.
No doubt. No doubt. You know, we would appreciate that. All right. So please, all I'm saying is
I'm serious.
You funny. You funny.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. Listen, Man Cave Morning Show, y'all already know what it is. We'll be back tomorrow morning.
Squad up.
All right, BKS1 Radio. Shout out to everybody on BKS1 Radio on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Twitter, Periscope. Shout out to everybody listening on the TuneIn app, man. We'll be back tomorrow with some more great topics and everything. We got some great head-to-head hits coming up this week, man. Some great battles coming up this week. So make sure you check it out. We just did an epic one with Aretha Franklin versus Gladys Knight.
Aretha won, right?
Huh? No, she didn't.
Gladys won?
People deemed it as a tie.
Oh, okay.
And then some people said Gladys, some people said Aretha.
That midnight train in Georgia made it a tie.
No, it was just crazy. It was just a great battle with great music. Yesterday we did the Commodores versus LTD.
Woo.
Commodores versus LTD. It was just all great music, man. And head-to-head hits. Y'all check it out, man. Join the group, head-to-head hits group, all right? So we appreciate y'all, man. See y'all tomorrow. Peace and blessings. Stay tuned for tonight's show, Beards and Ballheads. Y'all make sure y'all check that out, all right? Peace out.
It's the Man Cave Morning Show.
Custom